The current reality of New York City having to readjust and maintain social distance has become the new way to survive. Here in the boogie down Bronx, by Westchester Avenue, a neighborhood which once filled the streets with many businesses and a great mix of cultures are now gone. People are slowly starting to feel the empty presence that echoes in the streets. It feels almost like a movie or a ghost town. The city that never sleeps has finally taken a nap. But it's starting to feel a bit spooky, almost like an episode from The Walking Dead. No more people scattering on top of each other, trying to make it to their destinations. But the bills must continue to get paid, and the food expenses continue to rise. Due to the coronavirus, our normal way of living our daily lives had to change dramatically. Everywhere you look, everyone has a face mask and gloves on. The fear of this virus caused many people to hustle different. Some overpriced items, others stocked on extra water and extra food supplies to sell for the rush of shoppers that's to come. From cleaning products to just bread, the shelves eventually became empty from all the buyers. Who would have thought that the price of toilet paper and hand sanitizer would rise and become such a high commodity to have? Store owners are forced to become creative in order to hustle and battle through this global pandemic as a worker on the front line. Everyone individually had to reinvent their hustle in order to provide and survive through the COVID-19 spread in New York City.
My name is Oriel Cebbalos, originally from Panama, but I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. Before COVID-19 hit New York City, my hustle consisted of curating art shows monthly, group and solo shows, as well as on a daily basis selling in the streets, subways, parks, just meeting people, delivering art on a daily basis. My current hustle since COVID-19 entails selling mainly online, putting all of my work on online platforms. So right now I'm using Pixel, Fine Art America, and Big Cartel, and IG, just archiving all of my work and just making that inventory available for people to see it the way they throw it in the streets. One of the adjustments that I had to make was to sort of grow an appreciation for online platforms. I'm more of a social engagement, face-to-face type of person, but with the social distancing and the lockdown and the quarantine, you now are forced to market yourself online. So that's part of the adjustment. Sitting in the studio, writing about my work, uploading photos, it's not really my forte. I know that if I laid that down now, in the future, it'll be easier to just train somebody to manage that. That's one of the adjustments. Another adjustment entails writing books. I'm now writing children's books. merchandise like my apparel has allowed me to still bring in income. Just recently, about a week ago, I started selling face masks. And the face masks, the apparel, and the books are pretty much what's selling and what people are buying. So one of the adjustments might be to do more merchandise, like maybe hats, socks, things that people can use at home, shower curtains. So people can find my work on Oriel.com, OR1EL.com. You can also go to Fine Art America, and in the search box, type in my full name, Oriel Cebbalos, which you can find on my Instagram. I consider myself a hustler, an A1 hustler, man. I think the definition of a hustler is just someone who's not deterred, someone who's not limited by environment. I think Jay-Z said, put me anywhere on this earth and I'll triple my worth. And I just feel like about a month ago, if I would have sort of been overwhelmed with the idea that my hustle, my previous hustle, is gone, then I would have sort of been so overwhelmed that I wouldn't think of new ways, new strategies. So I think a hustler, a true hustler, is just a person who can make a way out of no way. You know what I mean? Who can, figure out the next step. I'm already thinking the 21st century hustle. Creating a pandemic-proof hustle is what I'm on right now. One thing that I would say, man, is to any artist, an advice that I would give, just take the present day and focus on what you can do today. It might be creating the body of work. You start to create 10 to 15 pieces. The following day, you work on how to disseminate that. Maybe you look at different websites. And just learn every day about your medium. So my advice is to just always keep it moving, keep experimenting. When things don't work out, we are all living in a time where you're going to try so many different things that are not going to work. People are hurting, people are dying all over the world, and just consider that nobody really has to care about what you're doing, so just work harder.
My name is Tabitha Vera, and I'm originally from the Bronx, New York, but I live in Long Island City, Queens. My daily hustle, I have a very long day. So I'm working from home. I got 3 kids under 5 to take care of. I have a husband to feed, a house to clean, and schoolwork to get done with my 5-year-old. So it's a long day, a lot to do. I'm an executive assistant at a private equity firm. I actually have enjoyed working from home, even though it's been a lot of work, because I'm getting to spend time with my kids, something I wasn't able to do before. I would only see my kids for like 3 hours in the evening, Monday through Friday. That's it. And then all day on the weekend. Now I get to be with my kids 7 days a week, which is something I've never would have been able to do. So I'm actually really appreciating this time, and they're happy to have me at home. They don't even want me to go back to work now. So it's been nice, being like a stay-at-home mom, because I wouldn't have been able to do that if it wasn't for COVID. So I do appreciate that. Not being able to get out and break up the routine a little bit, it's been a little difficult. Time management has been the only way for me to really deal with things. So right now I'm getting work done. Since the kids are quiet, trying to get work done because I still have to work, right, to get that check. So, everybody's home, not really doing anything. Instead, you call people, they're busy or they're working, and now it's nice knowing you can just pick up and call family members and really just, stay close to your family, which has been nice too. The advice I would give is just to see the positive in the situation. Take things one day at a time. Don't plan too much for the future, because we don't know, obviously, what the future holds. Also, life is short. And just appreciate everything you have. And really, my motto has been one day at a time, and that's what I'm sticking to.
My name is Jean-Pierre Felder, a.k.a. JP. I'm from Brooklyn, born in Brooklyn, but raised in Harlem. And I call New York City home. For the most part, I was working at the Museum of Natural History. That was my main source of income. I was doing some sound gig jobs on the side. that I have to readjust my hustle in terms of I had to file for unemployment, and with unemployment you have to claim a lot of each week you have to claim weekly benefit, and then on top of that it was just staying home and trying to practice social distancing. But mainly it was just applying for unemployment and getting that as my new source of income for the most part. Everyone has to be a hustler at this point. For your family, for yourself, for everyone, being a hustler is a guarantee. Employment is my current hustle, but as a hustler, I'm always looking for other avenues. It definitely has affected me on so many levels, definitely financially. Emotionally, it has. I mean, of course, you want to be out and hang out with your friends or see your family members in person, but unfortunately, you can't do that due to the coronavirus. So I've been able to readjust, thankfully, and just adapt to the current situation in order to basically save lives. I mean, just staying home and until this thing dies out. Honestly, my first and foremost advice: staying positive and staying strong. Just keeping a cool head. Because the worst thing we can do now is panic. I know you hear all the news stories, the media, the fear mongering. The coronavirus is real, but the human spirit is more resilient. We've been through way worse. We just have to play it smart and weigh out our options, and eventually we will overcome this crisis. So definitely staying positive and staying strong. Those are my two main ones, which we will. We'll overcome this 100%.
Most family members lost their jobs, businesses, and others lost loved ones due to the coronavirus. People were forced to hustle differently. Other workers unexpectedly became soldiers on the front line, battling through this virus. From our delivery people, doctors, pharmacies, building workers, all of the essential workers that kept our stores fully stocked for our families to eat and buy the things we need. Not only did this pandemic catch the world by surprise, it reminded us to stick together and push through regardless of the circumstances. But more importantly, it made people realize what really matters in life after losing our jobs and loved ones during this global pandemic, which is love, our family, and of course, your hustle.